So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video on camera edition. I hope everyone is well today. Y'all already know what we're gonna do. If you're laying down, go ahead and get up. Or if you can't, go ahead and just clench them cheeks in the sheets because we're going to cue that theme song. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, say Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, say Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, say Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, say grab a snack and bring it back, hey Chioma Chats, it's Chioma Chats, hey get it, shake, come on girl, shake, and it's Chioma Chats, Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. Again. For the people that need to know, I really don't care if you don't like the theme song. Yes, I will be making it like official, like going to the recording studio. Since I've been living here in Atlanta, I don't have an engineer yet. So if you know anybody or you are somebody that records music or you know where to go, let your girl know so I can go record the Chioma Chats theme song and have an official track. That way I can also do some other fun things with it. But for right now, a lot of y'all like it, it stays. You can always skip, okay? I shouldn't have to keep saying this. Come on, y'all. So honestly, y'all, I was not planning on doing another Love Island video. I feel like my Love Island videos didn't do as well as I thought they would, being that Love Island is like very popular, but you know, I wasn't gonna do it. I told myself, Chioma girl, just wait for the reunion, which is coming up very soon. But then the reunion airs literally the day before I leave for my pageant, and y'all know pageant week is hectic. I have been busy. So if I do end up reviewing the reunion, it will be like a week or so late, and I might even do that one with my boyfriend since we'll both be watching it together that last day. So y'all let me know in the comments if you'd still be here for that. It's just definitely going to be after the fact. But in the meantime, by the title, we're going to be talking about Taylor from Love Island season 7 and his connections with Olandria and with Clarke during his stay in the villa. Plus, this online narrative that Taylor is a colorist. I watched the Baby This Is Keke Palmer podcast and I love it, where she had Taylor and Nick on, and woo, it was good to me. I actually watched her interview with Olandria and Shelly right before I watched the guys episode, and let me tell you, Keke Palmer, she definitely knows how to interview. Like, she didn't shy away from any questions, she didn't play favorites, she asked the exact questions that we as viewers were yelling at our screens all season trying to figure out. And you could tell that she really did watch the show because her questions were the same ones that we as viewers were tweeting about or talking about on threads pretty much every night that the show was on. So then recently I saw a headline that says, oh no, Keke Palmer called out for releasing an interview where she tells Taylor, you were one of my favorite guys on the show, despite him being an accused colorist. And I said, oh my God, here we go.
I gotta tell you, man, I was you were definitely one of my favorite guys on the show. Like from the beginning with Olandria, I loved her, I loved you. But obviously when you started talking to Clarke, it was like different. It was like night and day.
With Clarke, I want to...
And I was like, literally like, wait, huh? I didn't get any of that from when I watched, and I really just had watched the whole thing. Like, I had just watched it, and I felt like it was very thorough, and it wasn't a biased interview. And Keke was trying to tell Taylor that he came off a certain way with how he moved with Olandria as well as Clarke, which we'll get into. But at the same time, I think she was trying to keep her guests very comfortable. So I even stepped into the comment section on Instagram to say my piece because I was like, where is this coming from? And I said, wait, I watched the entire interview and Keke said that he was one of her favorites in the beginning, okay, in the beginning of the season because she liked him for Olandria, but she also did hold him accountable on how he came off towards Olandria. And I also said, if we're being real, during the interview was Taylor that really wasn't accountable for how he did Olandria. And to me, Keke did try to get him to see that, and his answers were very much lackluster on accountability. And I think Keke did an amazing job interviewing both Taylor and Nick, and then also her interview with Shelly and Olandria were great to me too. So, and I stand on that. I had just watched the interview and then saw this. I have been critical of Keke, but I still love Keke, and I think she is really talented at her job. She was entertaining throughout the entire interviews on both of them. I was really like, oh, this is a girl talk, and asked all the right questions. So the comment section, I looked at the comment section and it said, Keke said Taylor was her favorite on the show. God give me patience. Another comment said, Keke asking Nick and Taylor what's it like for Olandria to be black in the villa, but not Olandria. But the thing is, Keke did ask both Olandria and Shelly about their experiences being black women. Like, I just realized that people just react to headlines and want to be a part of the outrage because very honestly, she definitely asked them that. And that was a part of their conversation during their interview. And the last comment said, Keke is conditioned to be a safe zone for loser but men. I always see her loudly supporting the most outlandish and disgusting men. Of course, she would be an enabler for Taylor. Look at the baby daddy. Lord, like, dang, the shade. But I feel like people either, again, didn't watch the interview or they just didn't watch Love Island this season to basically understand why Olandria and Taylor were kind of liked at the beginning at first until he wasn't. So I wanted to talk about this because there was a very big debate online and I wanted to give my honest opinions on Taylor's answers and the whole Olandria versus Clarke situation, his whole accountability issue, and of course, the colorism accusations that came after. So I've broken this video down into 4 main talking points. So without further ado, let's get right into this video.
So hey y'all, as most of you know, I've been preparing for my upcoming pageant, and that means my boyfriend and I have been in the gym nonstop getting ready for the big day. Since we've been working out so much, finding athletic wear that's actually functional, comfortable, and still looks good has been a huge priority for me. That's why I love Quince. Quince makes it simple, one destination, premium quality, and affordable prices. This ultra form slim fit jacket in wine red is honestly one of my favorites. I love how sleek it looks, but it's also functional. I can throw it on to head to the gym, warm up, or even just wear it casually when I'm out running errands. And for him, he's been living in this flow knit performance full zip hoodie in black, plus the super soft fleece sweat shorts. He wears this for workouts, but also when he's just chilling. It's that comfortable. And the best part, everything is made to last. We've been in the gym a ton lately, and having athletic wear like this that's breathable, durable, and stylish has honestly made training so much easier and way more fun. And the thing is, Quince doesn't just stop at athletic wear. They've got European linen apparel, buttery soft bamboo bedding, 14 karat gold jewelry, Italian leather bags, you name it. They're basically a one-stop shop for all the high-end essentials. And everything is priced out about 50% less than similar brands because Quince works directly with top-tier manufacturers and cuts out the middlemen. That means you get exceptional quality without the crazy markup. And something I really appreciate is that Quince only partners with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible practices. So not only does everything look good and feel amazing, but it's made the right way. So if you're ready to upgrade your wardrobe, your home, basically your whole life with high-end essentials, go to quince.com/Chioma, CHIOMA. You'll get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Trust me, you'll want to live in this. Thank you to Quince for sponsoring today's video.
So my first point is Taylor and Olandria, and then Taylor switch, which is to Clarke. Let's start at the beginning with Taylor and Olandria. On paper, they look like the perfect couple, okay? Olandria said from the very beginning, from the jump, that she loved country men and cowboys, and Taylor walked in literally wearing a cowboy hat. He also had Oklahoma roots. He also had the rodeo background. It seemed like a match made in country heaven, right? I was here for it too. And Olandria, being from Alabama, was like, yep, that's my type. I even remember she said on the podcast with Keke, she said when the guys walked in, Shelly literally told her and nudged her and said, girl, that's you, in regards to Taylor. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it is about Taylor, and maybe y'all can tell me y'all's opinion, but he just comes off very awkward to me. That's just me. No, I don't think he's gay. I think it's crazy to call men gay who are clearly not. And I wish women would stop saying things like that, because when men then, turn it around on you and emasculate you, especially black women, y'all be getting mad. So I don't know, but not to say being gay is feminine, but there can be correlations to that. But Taylor seemed kind of inexperienced and awkward to me personally. He just didn't know how to talk to Olandria. It was even very hard for him to kiss her. So I remember their first kiss being so random and so awkward, and it even caught Olandria off guard. So I felt like, is this even the right show for him? Like, how did he get casted? I do think he was a good friend to everyone there. he seemed to be well liked. But from a romantic perspective with Olandria, he was just not stepping up like I think someone who is an interested man should. But Olandria, on the other hand, was not full-blown smitten, I would say, but she was definitely wanting more, and she was trying to foster their connection.
Every day I was like, oh, I just can't wait to ride off in the sunset. We're going to work tomorrow, cowboy. I just want that to be my reality so bad.
We got you.
But here's the twist. While she was all in, Taylor was telling the guys in private that he wasn't physically attracted to her. And I was like, if I just slap you, what is wrong with you? Foolish, thinking foolish boy.
Yeah, it's something there, but it's just like, if the physical attraction and physical attraction there, if it's not there, it's not there. Like, I don't even know how to even get that physical attraction.
She's cooking for your dumb ass. Cooking. I ain't even got that.
Like, who says that? That was so crazy. And this came back up on Keke's podcast. Keke asked him point blank period about those comments. And his explanation was like lukewarm at best. He said that he found Olandria attractive and pretty, which I think he was just trying to save face, but that he didn't have this instant spark.
When I first coupled up with her, she's pretty, have a good body, boom. But it's like, I wasn't like physically attracted to her yet. But the more as like time went on, I'm like, damn, like, I'm starting to grow that physical attraction to her. Like, I started touching her more. I started doing all that more. So, like, I grew to be more physically attracted to her as time went on.
Do you feel like it was kind of like she felt like, man, like, I wasted so much of my life? Because, I mean, I think it's a time thing, too, right? It's like, he's growing to like me when I could be, talking to somebody that already likes me type of thing. Like, that, maybe that's where some of the frustration came from?
Maybe. But it's like, I never held her back from talking to anybody. Literally, like, whenever we did the blindfold challenge to kiss somebody, that was two, and she wanted to kiss. Was it you, mother?
No, I kissed her.
Oh, anywho, or was it Ace?
She kissed Ace.
She kissed Ace, and she told me, I was like,
Nothing
cool.
ever more happened with that, but I was curious of that storyline. They didn't give it to me though.
And I was like, cool. Like, I'm not, I'm not mad at you. Like, it's day two. Like, go do what you do. Da da da.
Listen, if that truly was how he felt, then he should have been upfront about it. He never once told Olandria about that. I don't understand how every other guy, everyone else was able to tell some of the girls that they weren't interested, but it was a struggle for Taylor. TJ told Huda, yeah, no. Okay? Because no, it's not going to be you.
What do you want to chat about?
I want to be completely, like, honest, transparent. Like, I think our conversation was good. Like, I like getting to know you, super cool. But I just honestly, like, I'm not feeling, like, that connection.
Ask why?
I don't have, like, a specific reason. That's just, like, how I'm feeling. It just feels, like, more, like, platonic type of thing.
Pepe told Andrina that it was a no.
But I just wanted to know, like, how you feeling? Like, how would it be if you or we want to explore our connection? Because obviously we already have connections.
And kind of just say, like, look, like, you're an amazing girl, but, like, I just want to see things through with Grayson.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole playing limbo with everything.
Yeah,
going back and forth.
Yeah.
Because then at that
Makes
point, nobody's going to get the real me. And then,
yeah. Okay, I respect that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think he friend-zoned me, which has been happening a long time, so I feel a little offended, I'm not gonna lie.
So I just don't understand, how couldn't Taylor just say, I feel like this connection is more friendship-based? Instead, it felt like he stayed coupled up with Olandria because it was safe and she was well liked. She liked him, it guaranteed him longevity in the villa, and he could coast until a new option, meaning Clarke, showed up. Now, here's where things really got messy. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was mad at Taylor for choosing Clarke,
I think Clarke.
Clarke is a gorgeous girl. She's a little bit more low-key compared to Olandria and Shelly, which I feel like that's why she probably wasn't an OG, but clearly Taylor's type. The problem was how Taylor handled the situation and that transition. Instead of being honest, he basically strung Olandria along, and that was clear as day to all viewers. He told her just enough to keep her calm, but then turned around and gave Clarke all of his energy while she was there. Within just 3 days, Within 3 days, he was telling people Olandria was out of his head, and that's what made viewers viewers upset. And Taylor acts as if we didn't see this. I know we don't see everything, but we definitely saw that. People were upset not because of the choice, but just the lack of respect. And here's the bombshell, you know, no pun intended, but here's the bombshell. On the podcast, Taylor and Nick criticized Jeremiah for how he moved with Andrina. They said it wasn't about who Andrina liked, but how he went about it. They accused Jeremiah of love bombing and hopping from one girl to the next. And when I heard that, I just sat there like, sir, do you not hear yourself? Because that's exactly what you did to Olandria. The lack of self-awareness is wild.
Jeremiah has a hickey, and it's like, you're cutting off every single bombshell that comes in here by having that on your neck.
He kind of was blowing up the spot.
So I think for him, it wasn't, maybe, who knows what his intentions were with Andrina, but at the end of the day, it was like how he moved in the past that like judged his, you know, judge the way he was going to move in the future.
Yeah.
Now, just briefly touching back on Clarke. Honestly, I didn't think Clarke was going to stick with Taylor after the villa. I don't know. It's just, they're so like kind of mute. I think they look good and they're cute together, but like, I just didn't know because she doesn't really give us like that much personality. I think she does now, but you know, she had more of a laid back, not as flashy for reality TV type of personality, but clearly they vibe because on the podcast, Taylor admitted that they made things exclusive right as soon as they left the villa and that they are already saying, I love you to one another, which again, isn't that what they were mad at Jeremiah for doing with his connections? I hope this is brought up during the reunion.
What about you and Clarke? Have y'all made it official, exclusive, or you guys are just taking time?
Yeah, we've been exclusive since we left. So
still exclusive, tight end. Are we saying love?
Maybe.
Come on, bro.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that is.
What?
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Now, I believe people can fall in love fast, but it's wild how Taylor had every excuse in the book with Olandria, but with Clarke, after 2 weeks, he's suddenly ready for a full relationship. That contrast is why Olandria's frustration was very much valid. Now, moving on to point number 2, here is honestly the real issue: accountability and ego, okay? Taylor doesn't do well with accountability from what I saw on the Keke Palmer podcast. He wants to keep his, I guess, good guy image, and admitting that he played Olandria would ruin that. And honestly, you can see the ego. Taylor moves like somebody who's always been the fly guy, right? He also is in a black fraternity. He has modeled for high fashion brands. He's always had attention from women. He's that type of guy, I guess, right? That's what I see. So when you've lived like that, you're not used to being told, hey, you were wrong here. Instead of just saying, okay, yeah, I kind of let Olandria on. I used her as a placeholder until Clarke came. He kind of dances around it, says he wasn't feeling the spark or things have just changed. And apparently he got a kid feeling from Clarke. I'm sorry. I don't know why that is so funny to me. When he said that he has a kid feeling, I know what he's trying to say. I don't even think it was wrong for him to say that, but it was just funny to me.
Off of me, she was like, oh, like, so what is it about Clarke? And I told her like, oh, she gave me this feeling that you, like the kid feeling that I didn't have with you, She's like, okay, cool. But then when I brought it up in front of everybody, then she goes off on me.
And I think there was also the bubbling of apparently hearing that you said you hadn't been attracted to her, which obviously, I mean, crazy.
But to viewers, it looked like he never really gave Olandria a fair chance at all. And the thing is, accountability isn't just about admitting when you messed up. I think that's kind of like half the battle, but it's also doing it publicly and clearly when your actions hurt somebody else in a public setting, especially in a setting where everything is on display to all of America. He kept saying things like, oh, me and Olandria are cool. She doesn't have an issue with Clarke. And I was like, are you trying to convince yourself? Like, is he trying to convince himself of that, or is that the actual truth?
But I mean, like, even when we went to Disney and I saw her, I was like, yo, what up? Gave her a hug, everything. So it's like,
okay,
I don't have no problem with her. Like, we still cool. We still chop it up. Like, I still open doors for her, still get her stuff. Like, I have no problem with Olandria. Like, we're still cool.
Yeah.
Personally, to me, from what I see, I feel like Olandria is just enjoying the high of her being the favorite of this season and is tolerating Taylor because she really is kind of outdoing him and Clarke on a social scale, which we'll get to. Taylor also kept trying to frame the breakup, okay, like it was like a mutual thing or like the chemistry just wasn't there, when the reality is his actions show that he was only halfway invested from the start. I mean, I don't know any man that's going to say he's not physically attracted attracted to someone but still want to stay coupled up with them. Physical attraction is a huge thing. It's not everything, but I mean, things matter more, but I think you should be physically attracted to somebody who you're coupled up with. Like, come on. He's just not being honest, okay? Because honesty would make him look like the villain. And I get it. We only get to see 1 or 1.5 hours of their whole day in the villa, but I think there were undeniable wrongdoings here that we also did get to see. And so this is where the ego kicks in. Like I said, Taylor carries himself like he's above reproach, and I got that vibe from the interview. When you've been rewarded your whole life for being attractive or charismatic, and I guess you could say the prize, it is hard to suddenly accept that maybe you were the problem all this time. He doesn't want that narrative attached to him, which, I mean, he would get a lot more respect if he just said it. He wants to be remembered as the guy who's smooth, respectful, and mature, and not the guy who strung a woman along because he was waiting on someone else, which is exactly what it was. And people can see right through that. Like I said, the audience isn't dumb. When your body language, your conversations, your energy basically never match up with your words, people notice. Okay, it's very obvious. At the end of the day, ego won't let Taylor take the L, because to him, taking that L means admitting that he wasn't as intentional or as genuine or as noble as he wants us to believe. And if he admitted that, the whole good guy or smooth guy brand would definitely crack a little bit. Now, moving on to my third point, the colorism debate, okay? Let's get into basically the elephant in the room, because that's what mainly all of this was about, these colorism claims. After Keke said that Taylor was one of her favorites, blogs basically dragged both of them, saying Taylor is an accused colorist. Now, y'all know me, all right? Y'all know me. I call colorism out when I see it, and trust me, if this was that, I'd be the first one breaking it down months ago when the show came out. But in this case, I don't think it applies. Taylor never put Olandria down for her skin tone, and from what we actually saw, his actions didn't point to complexion being the issue. Clarke isn't even light-skinned, okay? She's brown-skinned. I think her and I might be the same complexion. I think people are projecting their insecurity of how they feel about being dark-skinned onto a man who never ever said anything bad about being dark-skinned. Like, let's be real here. So if the argument is that Taylor discarded Olandria because he wanted someone lighter, then to me, the math just doesn't add up, because he didn't go get a light-skinned girl. What I do think happened here is something different but still kind of messy, and it wasn't about her complexion. I think it was definitely about his type. A lot of men have these unspoken preferences that aren't about skin shade but about features or body type or overall aesthetic, or again, like he said, how someone makes him feel. And when those preferences lean Eurocentric or exotic, people often conflate that with colorism, because the two can definitely overlap. But in this case, it looked more like Taylor just had a very specific type he was holding out for. And Olandria, through no fault of her own, didn't fit into it, even though she is so beautiful. She has a bomb body, and every look that I've seen her in since the show has ended has just been eating, right? Now, let's be clear too. This doesn't excuse Taylor's behavior. Do I think Taylor mishandled Olandria and also disrespected her feelings? Absolutely. I definitely think he did that. He led her on, he downplayed her value, and then tried to basically reframe the whole thing as the spark just wasn't there. No, Naker. We heard you say that you were not physically attracted to her, and that was very loud and clear. But does that make him a colorist? No. What it makes him is a man with poor communication skills and someone who has a big ego, like I said. And I think this is where the internet kind of gets tricky. Social media loves to throw around heavy accusations, especially when emotions are involved. Colorism, like I've talked about, is a very, very real issue. It shapes dating pools, it shapes entertainment, it shapes casting, beauty standards, all of that. I've talked about all of that. But not every instance of a man choosing one woman over another woman is rooted in colorism. Sometimes it's just bad character or shallow decision making, and someone who just doesn't know how to be upfront about what they want. And I think that's it. Taylor eventually chose who he wanted, and he had the right to do that, and did not choose who America wanted for him. And that's what really happened more than colorism. So the problem with labeling every situation like this as colorism is that it waters down the term. When actual colorism does happen, then people will then brush it off because they're so used to the word being misapplied in different scenarios. So in Taylor's case, the real issue isn't skin tone, not at all. It's, again, just accountability, ego, and the way that he moved. That's what needs to be critiqued. Now, my fourth and final point is who really won here? You want to know what's funny though? Karma has already basically handled the situation if you really think about it. Olandria and Nick are the real winners. Forget the villa, forget the title, forget the money. Look at the numbers. I saw a TikTok that literally proves it. It was a clip of Nick and Olandria that was viewed over 1 million times. While most of the other couples' videos did a few 100,000, but definitely under 500,000 when I saw it. It may have changed by now. And Taylor and Clarke's did the least. And I'm not saying that makes Clarke and Taylor a bad couple, because I don't believe that. And no, I have not watched anything really past that, but I'm just saying that's not just luck, that's the audience's favor of them. People are gravitating towards them because they're authentic, they're likable, and their chemistry feels real, whether they end up together or not. And when you've got the audience on your side, the opportunities definitely have followed. Nick and Olandria have already been tapped in by brands left and right. And I saw they worked with Nick's makeup, and their campaign was basically something manifested by the fans, and they are really working with them. They're booked, they're visible, and they're aligning themselves with the type of companies that keep reality TV personalities and reality TV stars relevant long after the shows that they're on end. That's the kind of momentum most Love Island contestants probably dream about. Meanwhile, let's check in on Taylor and Clarke. I still think they're doing very good. I saw their campaign with Arby's, and it's no shade, but even Olandria has recently signed with Digital Brand Architects, which is a huge deal. And even the official winners, Brian and Amaya, crickets. Okay, not necessarily crickets, but like I haven't seen as much as them like I have Nick and Olandria and some of the others. I did think that Amaya and Brian looked good when they did the opening pitch for the Red Sox game, but I feel like their buzz died down almost as soon as the season ended. Maybe it's just me. And that's the lesson. You can play games in the villa, but the audience decides who shines after the show. So Taylor might feel like he finessed the situation, but in reality, the people he hurt are the ones that are winning. Let's be real, check the numbers. Olandria came out of this looking like a sweetheart. She's the fan favorite, someone who handled rejection with grace, and now she's being rewarded with real world success, which is what it's really all about. And Nick too, he has solidified himself as a fan favorite. Together, they've become the faces people root for, the names people click on, the couple brands want to work with. So again, I have to ask, who really won here? Not the guy who's still trying to protect his image. The real winners are the ones who left with dignity, audience love, and long-term opportunities at this point. And if you ask me, that is way more valuable than any prize money or any villa romance. Just gotta be real. So going on to my closing thoughts, bottom line, Taylor had every right to choose Clarke. I don't think that was wrong. Nobody is saying that he had to be in this forced connection with Olandria if his heart wasn't in it. And I don't think people should push that on him. But it's just the way how he went about it that left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths.
I was very shocked to find out when we came back from Costumor that he, when
that's
he
why
did make
those
that
reactions
decision,
on those bleachers, like, what the
I was just very shocked because I'm like, did you communicate
so what's been
your
put out there
feelings
is
before
not
this?
how
Like,
it was in the villa at all. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
were-
head
they
over
spent a
heels
lot
for a
of
man that
time
does
together.
not like
He
me
always-
or wasn't physically
yeah.
attracted to me. None of that was told to me. You think I would be going hard for a man that does not find me physically
And mind
attractive?
you,
I would have
he-
rather just been his
yeah,
friend.
Instead of being upfront, he played the middle, okay? He tried to save face, and now he still really hasn't taken any real accountability for how messy it looked. Maybe he will at the reunion. Hopefully, we shall see. I can't wait to watch it. And let's be clear, Taylor is not a colorist in this situation, y'all, okay? But what he is guilty of is playing with someone's emotions and treating Olandria like a placeholder, which is exactly what he did, and then dodging responsibility when the audience has been calling him out on it. That's what people are reacting to. Meanwhile, like I said, life has a very funny way of evening things out. The very person that you can say he kind of underestimated, Olandria, is now thriving. Okay, she's building her brand. She is definitely securing partnerships and getting the kind of love and support that I believe she deserves at this point. And I think that is the real plot twist. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know.
Also, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Quince. You all can upgrade your wardrobe, your home, and many more with high-end essentials from Quince. You can go to quince.com/Chioma. It is pinned down below for free shipping and 365-day returns. Thank you to Quince for sponsoring today's video.
If y'all haven't already, definitely support me on my journey to becoming this year's Miss Diaspora Nigeria USA 2025. I hope you guys can support. We're at the little home stretch here, okay? Just a few more days. We actually have less than 2 weeks left. I'm super nervous, but super excited. But please, if you could support me, you can. If you don't want to put your card information online, you can either Cash App me or PayPal. All of my information is on there. Thank you all in advance. And last but not least, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Chioma. Yeah, I love to hear my name called. Black beauty cutie coming back just like an 8-ball. Philly plays, then I go to Jersey, I'm the cake boss. Barking with my dogs, running through y'all like I'm Saquon. Oh, you again? OMG, I'm getting pissed off. I've been past you, I lapped you, coming fast just like I sis off. Nigerian girl, I'm somewhere hot, might go and get my wrist frost. I hate a hoe who like to tell she's staying at the Ritz-Carlton. Yes, I'm a 10, I really am a 10. I'm throwing bows, I'm swinging R's, I hit that Carlton. Not going 50 cent with many men. I'm throwing shots from the key, they bouncing in the rim. Hey, you taking shots, you sour ass is salt around the rim. Hey, I make it happen and impossible, now call me Kim. Hey, real life movie, I'm not playing like a sim. Hey, chubby cheeks, I'm golden brown, I'm at your chin. Skirt, Danica Patrick, green looking sharp just like a cactus. Moving forward, not going backwards. Chioma party, I'll send the address. Bust on, but they dark like they some Ray-Bans. I can write, I can rap, I can sing. What more you gotta say, man? Oops, I made your block look like a wasteland. Heavy shit, the straw that broke the camel's back. They might say I'm a haystack. If you ain't rocking with me, boy, just say that. Brown right on my body, this is real, baby, this is not a FaceTime. I heard them girlies catching out, that's why I call them bandicoots. I'm a brown skin thing, I'm African, and that's right down to the nappy roots. I foresee hair and foresee big numbers at the polling booth. All white on, I'm standing out, I'm looking like a snaggle tooth. Haters talking, it's so easy. I just block them, you.